regarding?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining in. Today is day 4 of Brahma Samhita session. So we, as always, we will start with the prayers. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamelam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tamsa Jeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namine Shri Varshabhanevi Devi Daitaya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dhaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namosute. Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harine. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murti Vipralambara Sambode Padambujayate Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodhaya Sachidananda Namini Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Gaura Virbhava Bhumistum Nirdishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Dharaliye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So today also, since we are describing the Vrindavan Dham, let's sing this beautiful song. Jai Radha, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana. So let me share the screen. Choose another language. For some reason, I don't know how it's got set up as a Hindi. Okay, yeah. So we'll sing this beautiful song, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. One second. Okay, so this song is written by Krishna Das. The official name of the song is Shri Vrajadama Mahimamrita. Language is Bengali. All right, so let me share my screen, and then we'll sing this beautiful song. Because just by reading Brahma Samhita, the translations and purport of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there's nothing much that will go into our head, and even if it goes into our head, it will not go into our hearts. So let us beg for the mercy of our Vaishnava Acharyas before we embark on this task of knowing about Goloka Vrindavan Dham. Yeah. Okay. Jayo Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana, Mohana, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana, Mohana, Shama Kundar, Radha Kundar, Giri Govardhana, Kalindi Jamuna, Jaya Jaya Mahavana, Keshi Gatha, Bamshi Bhatha, Dwadashakana, Yaha Sabha, Leela Koilo, Sri Nanda Nandana, Keshi Gatha, Bamshi Bhatha, Dwadashakana, Yaha Sabha, Leela Koilo, Sri Nanda Nandana, Keshi Gatha, Vamshi Bhata, Dwadashakana, Yaha Sabha, Leela Koilo, Sri Nanda Nandana, Nanda Jashodha Jaya, Jaya Gopagana, Sri Ramadi, Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vatsa Gana, Sri Nanda Jashodha Jaya, Jaya Gopagana, Sri Ramadi, Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vatsa Gana, Jaya Vishwa Bhanu Jaya, Kirtida Sundari, Jaya Vishwa Bhanu Jaya, Kirtida Sundari, Jaya Pauna Masi Jaya Abhiranagari, Jaya Paurnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana, Mohana, Jaya Jaya, Gopishwara, Vrindavana, Jaya Jaya, Krishna Sakha, Vatu Dvijaraj, जय जय कृष्ण सखा बटु द्विज राज। जय रामा घाट जय रोहिणी नंदना। जय रामा घाट जय रोहिणी नंदना। जय जय वृंदावना बसी जाता जना। जय जय वृंदावना बसी जाता जाना। जय जय वृंदावना बसी जाता जाना। जय द्विज पत्नी जय नाग कन्या गणा। भक्ति तेज हारा पैलो गोविंद चरणा। जय द्विज पत्नी जय नाग कन्या गणा। भक्ति तेज हारा पैलो गोविंद चरणा। शिरसा मंडला जय जय राधा श्यामा। जय जय रसलीला सर्व मनोरा। शिरसा मंडला जय जय राधा श्याम। जय जय रसलीला सर्व मनोरा। जय जय ज्वालारस सर्वरस पारगीय भावे जहाँ प्रदेते प्रचार। पारगीय भावे जहाँ प्रदेते प्रचार। जय जय वालरस सर्वरस सार। पारकीय भावे जहाँ प्रदेते प्रचार। श्री जानवा पाद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरणा। श्री जानवा पाद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरणा। दीन कृष्ण दास को है नाम संकीर्तना। दीन कृष्ण दास को है नाम संकीर्तना। दीनानवा पाद पद्मा कोरिया स्मरणा। दीन कृष्ण दास को है नाम संकीर्तना। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jayo Vrindavana, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Mohana, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jayo Vrindavana, Shri Govinda, Gopinatha, Madana Mohana, Jayo Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan, Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha, Gopinath Radha, Gopinath Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha, Sham Sundar Radha, Sham Sundar Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha, Rasa Bihari Radha, Rasa Bihari Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha, Krishna Chandra Radha, Krishna Chandra Radhe Radhe, Jayo Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Shri Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Shri Radhe, Jayo Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Jayo Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Jayo Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Jayo Radhe Sham, Jayo Vrindavan Dham, Jaya Guru Parampara, Guru Parampara, Guru Parampara, Jaya Guru Parampara, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol Nitai, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna. So thank you. Now we will start with our verse 4 of the Brahma Samhita. It's a very, very small verse. So quickly recapitulating what we've seen in the last 3 sessions. The first verse we saw Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. The Sambandha Gyan is established there. What is it? Ishwara Parama Krishna Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindah Sarva Karana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Shri Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. He is the original root of everything. R-O-O-T. He is the original root of everything. And Brahma is saying that I am doing the secondary creation. I am the root. R-O-U-T-E. Right? Brahma is the root that Krishna has selected to create this material world, to do the sub-creation or the secondary creation as we call it. So Krishna is the cause. Krishna is the Sarva Karana Karanam, right? Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. There are many, many controllers. Brahma is one of the controllers. But Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. Out of all the controllers, there is one leader controller. There is one supreme controller. And that controller is Krishna. Ishwara Sarva, Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. He is completely eternal, full of knowledge, and is completely blissful. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna, Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is not just some light. He is not just a Paramatma situated in the heart. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's got beautiful features. He's got transcendental features. He is Aishwaryasya Samagrasya, his embodiment of all the good qualities. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir. He is the source of everything, and he himself does not have a source because he is the source of everything. Anadir Adir, and he is called Govinda. It's very wonderful. Every verse, Brahma is going to say now, after a couple of verses, is going to say, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Right? That Govinda, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Purusha, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govindamadi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Right? I am going to offer my respectful obeisances millions and millions of times under the lotus feet of that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Krishna, who is the Supreme Controller, who is the embodiment of eternity, bliss and knowledge, and who is the Supreme Source of everything, who does not have any source, and who is the Supreme Controller, the Supreme Enjoyer, and the Supreme CEO, Supreme Controller, Supreme Enjoyer, and Supreme Owner of everything. Right? That's what Krishna himself declares. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva lokam maheshwaram suhradam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrichati. Right? If you want peace in this world, and if you want a peaceful destination, which is a next destination also should be peaceful, and not just peaceful but also blissful, then we should know what is the destination that we want to go to. And that destination was described from verse number 2 of Brahma Samhita. 2 and 3, we saw that beautiful chart that was shared, and in that beautiful chart we saw a very wonderful lotus flower. In that lotus flower, Shri Radha and Krishna standing, and then there are 8 petals around it. Those 8 petals represent the Ashtashakis, Lalita, Champakalata, Chitra, Tunga Vidya, Vishaka, Induleka, Rangadevi, Sudevi. And then outside we saw that various other dhamas all exist, right? Vaikuntha Loka, then there is the Viraja, and then there is this Brahma Loka or the Satya Loka, and then followed the down, we have all the below Satya Loka, the Jana Loka, the Tapa Loka, the whatever, all the lokas, and then we have the center is the earth, and then we have the Bur Bua Swaha, that is the heavenly planets. Then beyond that, until Brahma Loka, we have so many 7 planets above and 7 planets below. Right? We saw that Rasatala, Talatala, Patala, all that down. Right? And we also saw, like Prabhupada explains in the almost every purport of Bhagavad Gita, this earth planet is the best planet to go back to Godhead. Right? If you are in the heavenly planets, you are so much conditioned by enjoyment that we don't want to think of anything else. We want to enjoy the Soma Ras and the Apsaras and all that. Right? And if you go to the Patal, the Talatal, the Rasatal, and all those down planets, the down below the earth planet, there is so much suffering. Right? There is this very wonderful, beautiful statue made of a woman or a man. But unfortunately, it is made out of hot, molten iron or whatever it is. That if you touch it, you will burn. That one is made to hug that, embrace that. Such kind of punishments, right? Hot oil is there, where nicely will be pushed off. So if you don't want to do all that, we don't want to experience all that, and we don't even want to experience the Somarasa and all of the heavenly planets. Why? Because everything is temporary, right? You enjoy for 2 months, and then or 2 years, or 10 years, or 100 years, but then you come back to the earthly planet to have Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi, right? So we are very intelligent. Yajantihi su medasaha. We are very intelligent. We don't want heavenly planets. We don't want Brahma Loka. We don't want Patala Loka. We don't want Talatala, Rasatala, Sutala. We don't want Jana Loka, Tapaloka, Brahma Loka. We don't want any of these, right? Brahma Bhuvana Loka. Punaravartino Arjuna. We don't want Punaravartino. You want to go back to that world where we don't want to come back. If devotees can switch on your cameras, it will be very nice. I can see Shobha Mataji, Nandini Mataji, Ramya Mataji. Thank you very much. But otherwise, I can see a black Nidhi Mataji. Thank you. All right. So Lalita Mataji. Thank you very much. So see, Krishna is Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha, personal form of Krishna. We're talking about the personal form of Krishna. So where I also want to have the personal darshan of all the devotees who are present, right? Although online. Let us, thank you, Archana Mataji. So in this way, if we look at each other, then we inspire each other to remember Krishna, talk about Krishna. Otherwise, a black screen is not really motivating, right? And this is such a subject matter that I need all of your support. and encouragement to talk on this topic. Very high topic, right? So, so please encourage me and help me. Yeah, Pramila Mataji, thank you. So what were we saying? Yeah. So we don't want to get ourselves caught in this 14 planetary systems that we call this, what is that called? Brahmanda, right? Material universe. And we don't want to be here. Thank you, Rohini Mataji. Yeah. So we want to go back to that dham from where there is no return. Right? And why do we want to go there? Right? We want to understand how the dham looks like, who are the people in the dham, what do they do every day, so that we are encouraged that I want to go there, I don't want to remain here, right? So in verses 2 and 3 and 4, we saw how the dham looks, where is the dham situated, who is there in that dham, who are the predominating deities of that dham, and who are the close associates, all that we saw. Today, in verse number 4, we will continue our discussion of that beautiful lotus, right? Because Goloka Dham, in 2-3 verses, can we describe Goloka Dham? Not possible, right? Brahma restricted himself to the first few verses. But the glories of the Dham are unlimited. We will not be able to glorify the Dham. That too, with our material senses, we will not be able to describe. And even Ananta, right, who's Ananta Shesh, who's the expansion of Balaram, he says, with my 1,000 hoods, I cannot describe the glories of the Lord and the glories of his Dham and the glories of his Leelas. So what can be mortal souls who have such 1% or 0.0001% knowledge describe the Vrindavan Dham, right? So we will make a humble attempt to study the verses and study the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we should understand whose purport we are reading. That itself is a mercy. By the mercy of His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, we are able to, take some jalak, look at scratching the tip of the iceberg of Goloka Vrindavan Dham. That is, what is our qualification, right? Our qualification is because we are coming in this Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Parampara, right? That is our qualification. And we want to sincerely try to understand who is the Supreme Lord. Where do I want to go? Why do I want to go? Right? Because of that, we are reading this. All right. So let's quickly jump now into the 4th verse of the Brahma Samhita. Okay. So, let's look at this. First, let's look at this. This is so wonderful, isn't it? So let me, I hope everybody is able to see the screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is the flower, the golden flower that you're talking about, the golden lotus flower, right? It looks very beautiful. It looks like a sunflower actually, right? Because Krishna also says that I am the splendor of the sun, I am the splendor of the moon, I am the light, I am the heat and fire. So they've depicted it very beautifully, right? Inside the lotus, you see so many petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of petals. Inside it looks like a beautiful sunflower, isn't it? Where Radha and Krishna are there and all the devotees are there. So let's quickly look at this. Okay, let me see if I can get a pointer. Yeah, okay, wonderful. Okay, so this is Radha and Krishna. Okay, let's try and blow this up, right? Some more. Why is it? Now I got it. Okay, anyways. Okay, fine. So this is the Goloka Vrindavan Dham that we're talking about. There is this beautiful sunflower kind of thing in the center, right? What do you call this? This is called something in biology. All right. So here, this is Radha and Krishna. What is written here? Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Swaha. It's written here. Okay. So this is what I'm just pointing it out with my red color pointer. Okay. Is there something better? Okay. Let's look at this arrow. Okay. So there's this white car. There is this arrow. Okay. So this is the one. This is the center of this Goloka Vrindavan Dham. And who is the center? Who are the predominating personalities of this Goloka Vrindavan Dham? Radha and Krishna. Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana, Vallabhaya, Swaha. We saw this yesterday in the 4th verse. In the 3rd verse. Today we are doing the 4th verse, right? Okay. Then here, see this? This is Mahaprabhu. This is Goloka Navadvipa. You see Mahaprabhu here? Mahaprabhu is jumping and dancing in ecstasy. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar, Shrivas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar and Shrivas. Here you have Panchatattva here and Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here you have Radha and Krishna. Here you have Mother Yashoda, Krishna, and then here you have some Gopas, Gopis, and all serving Krishna. So on the one side, you have Goloka Navadvipa, okay? And the other side, we have Goloka Vrindavan, right? There is no difference between Mayapur and Navadvip. I mean, between Mayapur and Vrindavan Dham, right? Only difference, if I can say so, as I've heard from the Acharyas, is that in Mayapur, even if you sleep, it is offering obeisances. In Vrindavan, you have to be very, very, very careful, very careful. That's why not more than 3 days in Vrindavan Dham, right? Go with the devotees in a yatra, hear what the devotees have to say, follow their instructions, and 4th day, come back to wherever we are situated after recharging ourselves. Why? Because we can't act for too long, isn't it? After 3 days, then we'll come back to our original consciousness. Isn't it? So before that prajalpa starts, before our consciousness erodes, otherwise when we reach the dham, we are like, oh my God, I am in Vrindavan Dham. Oh, what fortune. We offer dandavat pranams and all that. So as long as we are able to maintain that consciousness of awe and reverence and respect and veneration for the dham, we can stay. And 3 days, not more than 3 days, right? And then we come back. But we can go to Mayapur Dham, right? Mayapur and Vrindavan are non-different, but there is a difference. In Mayapur, even if you sleep, it is like offering obeisances, right? Because our Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayati, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Dishe Namaha. But there is one catch here, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only cannot tolerate only one thing. Everything else he will tolerate and give mercy. Only one thing he will not tolerate, that is Vaishnava Aparadha, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was supposed to not kill anybody. He was supposed to kill the demonic propensity. But when someone heard Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot everything. He invoked the Sudarshan Chakra, isn't it? So except for Vaishnava Aparadha, that we have to be very careful. Nobody, not even the Supreme Lord, can protect us from Vaishnava Aparadha. Right? Vaishnava Aparadha is a mad elephant offense, right? We are building our Bhakti Lata. Oh my God. Thank you very much. Krishnamurti Prabhu, Hema Malini Mataji, Janki Mataji, Archana Mataji, my sincere gratitude to all of you. Thank you very much for switching on your cameras. I'm very grateful to all of you. So, what were we saying? Yeah, Vaishnava Aparadha, that is something will never be tolerated, even by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? We know the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni, right? That Sudarshan Chakra went automatically from Lord's hand. And then Durvasa Muni saying, oh Vishnu, help me, your Sudarshan Chakra is behind me. What is Vishnu saying? Oh, I have no power. Go and fall down at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj. I have no power on my Sudarshan Chakra. It will not come back to me. And then what did you have to do? You have to go and fall at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj. So such grave is Vaishnava Aparadha. The Lord himself has no control, right? The Lord is Mahavadanyaya, but he is not able to even exercise his mercy if we commit Vaishnava Aparadha. Except for Vaishnava Aparadha, we can stay in Mayapur, we can sleep, we can have nice Krishna Prasadam, right? Of course, that's not the purpose we go to the Dham. But even someone who's unwell, not able to get up also, just sleeping in Mayapur Dham, it's like paying obeisances. Right? But if you are fit, fine and healthy, we'd rather go for parikrama with all the devotees and offer our obeisances, actual obeisances, right? That is the last verse of Bhagavatam, which says, okay, old age. I cannot remember the verse. But the verse says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas, right? Whatever misery or suffering we have, if we just offer obeisance to the Lord, Pranamo Dukkha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param, then that will elevate ourselves from all the suffering, all of the misery that is there in this world, right? So Pranama and Nama, we were discussing, right? Nama, between Nama and Pranama is more important. Why? Because when we are chanting the Nama, we are not offering obeisances. But when we are offering the obeisances, we are always chanting the Nama. When you are offering obeisances to Prabhupada, we are saying Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. When we are offering obeisances to Panchatattva, we are saying Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. When we are offering obeisances to Radha and Krishna and Ashtashakis, in Mayapur Dham, we are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Or in any of these ISKCON temples, which are non-different from Vrindavan, Mayapur, or any other dham, or Jagannath Puri dham for that matter. Prabhupada said, in all of the ISKCON temples are dhams, right? So wherever we go, we are in Vrindavan dham, right? So why did we land here? We landed here. Why? Yeah. So if we commit Vaishnava aparad, then we have to beg forgiveness by offering obeisances unto the lotus feet of that devotee, right? And what happens when we don't even know we've committed Vaishnava aparad? That is why every day morning before chanting, we chant the Shikshashtakam prayers, and then we say Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I pay my respectful obeisances into every devotee of the Lord who are just like desired trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion towards the fallen conditioned souls. That way, when you offer obeisances with a sincere heart, oh Krishna, I don't know anything. I don't know whom all I have offended. I don't know what all Vaishnava aparad I have committed. I don't know. Please, you are there in everybody's heart. Please recommend to that particular devotee to kindly forgive me for all the mistakes that I have committed, for all the offenses that I have committed knowingly and unknowingly. When we pray like this sincerely, then Krishna, who is present as a Paramatma in everybody's hearts, will encourage that devotee, will inspire that devotee to forgive us. And in this way, when we are forgiven by the devotee to whom we have committed any kind of aparad or offense, then we will be able to chant the holy names of the Lord constantly, right? Kirtaniya Sadahari. And incidentally, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is in itself being in Vrindavan Dham or in Navadvip Dham or in Jagannath Puri Dham or in any of the dhams like that. All right. So, yeah, we were seeing this beautiful lotus. Let's go back. Okay. So, we were seeing this sunflower within the lotus, where we are seeing Radha and Krishna. And then here we are seeing Radha and Krishna together is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, right? So, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is already there, right? Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Radha and Krishna are there in the center. And on the left is Goloka Navadvip. On the right is Goloka Vrindavan. And the entire thing is Goloka Dham. All right. And then we have all of our Ashtashakis who are there. Lalita, Vishaka, Suchitra, Indulekha, Champaglata, Rangadevi, Tungavidya, and Sudevi. Right. And then we have the next petal. And then we have the next petal. And then we have the next petal. Like that it goes on. And all of these Shakis have also appeared in Chaitanya Leela, right? Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, all of them are Lalita Devi, Vishaka Devi, like that. So when you sing Lalita Devi, we should remember Ramananda Rai. When you sing Vishaka Devi, we should remember Swarup Damodar Goswami, and interchangeable also is given in some scriptures, right? So like that. So these are all very close associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radha and Krishna. So like this, the petals expand to include Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, to include all the devotees of Radha and Krishna across the various rasas. Shantaras, Dasiras, Sakiras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras, right? There is rasa, transcendental mellows in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right. So now let's go to the verse. Now we have a visual representation. So you can remember this visual representation. Thank you, Archana Mataji. Pramira Mataji and Hema Malini Mataji are angry with me. I'm sorry if I've offended you because they've switched off their cameras. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry. All right. So now let's go to the verse. What are we seeing? We are seeing, we are on Brahma Samhita, verse number 4. It's a small verse with a small purport. So we'll try to do that. Okay. So we are on Brahma Samhita. We're praying for the blessings of Brahma Ji, Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, all the assembled Vaishnavas. Let's go on to Shri Brahma Samhita, verse number 4 of chapter number 5. Okay, so devotees can raise your hands and read Divya Gopu Mataji. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Please go ahead. Tat kinjalkam tat amshanam tat patrani shriyamapi.
Tat kinjalkam tat amshanam tat patrani shriyamapi. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Gopali Mataji, go ahead. tat kinjalikam tat amshanam tat patrani shriyamapi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Tat
Dandavats.
Kinjalkam Tat Amshanam Tat Patrani Shriyamapi. Thank you, Mataji.
Prashanti Mataji, tat kinjalikam tat amshanam tat patrani shriyamapi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Tat
Dandavats.
kinjalkam tad amsanam tat patrani shriyamapi. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare
Now
Krishna.
we'll read the synonyms. Yeah. Who has to read? Namita Mataji. Okay, we'll give chance to Janki Mataji. She has her video on. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Janki Mataji, synonyms.
Hare Krishna Mataji, synonym. Tat of that lotus, kin jalkam, the petals, tat amshanam, of his Krishna's fragmental portions, tat of that lotus, patrani, the leaves, shriyam, of the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, api also. Thank you so much, Mataji. Understand.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, tat of that lotus, kinjaikam means the petals, tat amshanam of his Krishna's fragmental portions, amsha, right? Mamaiva amsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, mamai amsha, right? Mamai amsha jivaloke. All the living entities are my amsha. And patrani means the leaves, tat of the leaves of that particular lotus, shriyam of the gopis headed by Srimati Radharani, api also. All right. So now let's quickly read the translation. Who will read the translation? Yeah, Krishnamurti Prabhu. Go ahead. I will ask those devotees whose videos are on, because they are showing interest. They are showing actual interest in wanting to read. Yes.
Translation Vayasi Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The role of that eternal realm, Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna.
Hexagonal.
It's Mataji? Hexagonal.
Hexagonal. We saw in that diagram. Yeah.
Oh, hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis, who are part and parcels of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like Dhamma, that is spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful. So here, what is this? The petals shine beautifully. We saw this, right? The petals are shining so beautifully, right? And this is the dham of Srimati Radharani, right? This is the dham of Srimati Radharani. So we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? So we worship Radharani, and because Krishna is next to Radharani, we also offer our obeisances to Krishna. That's why we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? We are worshippers of Srimati Radharani, right? General Vaishnavas worship Vishnu. General Vaishnavas worship Krishna, and they offer obeisance to Radharani because Radharani is very dear to Krishna. But as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we pay obeisances to Srimati Radharani. And because Krishna is standing next to Srimati Radharani, because Krishna is dear to Srimati Radharani, right? We also offer our obeisances to Radha and Krishna. And Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna ek tanu hai, niduvan maaje bansi bajaye, Vishwaroop ke Prabhu ji sahi, आवत प्रकट ही नदिया में, right? Radha Krishna ek tanu hai, right? Radha and Krishna are one. They have just expanded into Radha and Krishna so that they can enjoy transcendental mellows, right? This loving reciprocation can happen only between two people, right? When we feed our children, right? Then we have this loving reciprocation with our children, right? There needs to be two people. Only then there is give and take relationship. There is love exchange. Everything. So similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead also expanded into Radha and Krishna so that there can be loving exchange of transcendental mellows. And then whenever Radha and Krishna wanted, they merged together as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Radha Krishna ekatano hai, Niduvan Maje Vamshi Bhra. So in Niduvan, they enacted wonderful pastimes, right? Vishwaroop ke Prabhu ji sahi avat prakatahi nadiyame. The same Radha and Krishna, they got prakata. Prakata means appeared in Nadiya as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this will be, you need to remember the song. And Vasudeva Ghosh also sings, right? Vasudeva Ghosh bole kore joda haat, Jai Gaur se Krishna say Jagannath. There is no difference between Radha Krishna, Jagannath, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who sees any difference in any of these three forms, they are all avataris. They will not get Krishna Prema because we are not understanding the tattva properly. How can we, if you not understand the tattva properly, how can we understand the sweetness? First, you have to understand the greatness. Then only we can understand the sweetness. If you don't understand the sweetness, how will you go to Golokadam? Right? We have to understand the sweetness. Then only we will have the rasa, and then only we can go to Goloka Vrindavan. All right. So now let's go on to the purport. Wonderful purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. So we have Pramila Mataji very kindly giving us darshan. Please go ahead, Mataji, with the purport. Read until centered. And then we have Rohini Mataji also. Yeah. And Nandini Mataji. Oh, Nandini Mataji doesn't want to read. Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
The transcendental Goloka is shaped like the lotus. The eternal world is like a hexagonal figure in that the entities Sri Radha Krishna appearing in the form of a mantra consisting of 18 transcendental letters are centered. The
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Next, Rohini Mataji, go ahead. The propagating manifestations.
The propagating manifestations emanating from the Chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Sri Radha Krishna is the primary cause or the seed himself. Gopala Tapani says, Omkara signifies the all-powerful Gopala and his potency, and Klim is the same as Omkara. Hence,
Thank you,
Kama Bija.
Mataji. Haribol. Okay. Nandini Mataji will complete the purport for us. What is Kama Bija?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Omkara signifies the all-powerful Gopala and his potencies, and Klim is the same as Omkara. Hence, Kama Bija, or the primary cause of all love, is connotative of the entities of Sri Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thus ends the purport to verse number 4 of Brahma Samhita by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. So yesterday somebody was asking what is Klim. Now we know that Klim is the same as Omkara. That means it's referring to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yesterday somebody asked that question. So that question is already answered. So if you continue reading, we will get more and more understanding. We'll get more and more realizations. So what do we have to do? We have to simply endeavor to attend these classes every day, to hear, and if you don't know something, we can always find it out and let you all know like that. So very beautiful. So again, let's go to the purport. In the purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is mentioning about the lotus. Inside that, there is the beautiful form of Radha and Krishna. And this mantra consisting of 18 transcendental letters. That is your 6 into 3. That is your Brahma Kama Gayatri mantra. The first of which is given here. Right? Yesterday it was mentioned. Klim, Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana Vallabhaya, Swaha. That is 1-6. 1-6 mantra. And then there is another 6 into 3. 18 letters of the mantra. And that is there also situated in the center of the center sunflower, like what we see. And then beyond that is the 8 petals represented by the Ashtashakis. And why does it mantra be specified inside? Because the Klim is none other than Omkara, and Omkara also refers to none other than our Gopal or our Gopijana Vallabha. Right? Gopala, Gopijana Vallabhaya. Right? With the protector of the gopis, who is the palaka of the cows, who maintains the cows, who takes the cows for grazing. That mantra, which is part of the Kama Bija, it is talking about the eternal love between Radha and Krishna, which is very supreme, which is very pure, and just like in the 15th chapter, it is said this material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. Right? In the song also we sang, Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajete Prachar. That Parakiya Bhav is the lowest. That means if a person, if there's a girlfriend and boyfriend roaming around without marrying, that is said to be the lowest stage in the material world, a most abominable thing. But that in the spiritual world is the most supreme thing. Why? Because that is most impure in the material world, but that is in being the reflection of the spiritual world, that in essence is the most purest thing in the spiritual world. Because Krishna is eternally the supreme, and everybody has been created by Krishna. Krishna is also our husband. Krishna is also our controller. Krishna is everything for us. So even Radharani is expansion of Krishna. So that love between Radha and Krishna is extremely pure. In Isha Upanishad, Prabhupada mentions Shuddham Apapa Viddham. Shuddham means extremely pure, and Apapa Viddham means even if it is a dirty place like the sun, it evaporates all the urine and all the impurities in this world. But does the sun get affected because it's evaporating all that? No, the sun is situated way above. But simply by the rays of the sun, all of the impurities like the urine, etc., are all getting evaporated and the place is getting cleaned. Similarly, we also have so much of impurities and anarthas in our heart. We have lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. But simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we attract the mercy of that Supreme Lord who is situated in Goloka Vrindavan Dham, who is enjoying amorous pastimes with the gopis, with Srimati Radharani, with the gopas, with all of the Ragatmika Bhaktas in Vrindavan Dham, is still purifying us, staying there. Just like the sun is purifying us, purifying impure places, staying there so much high. The Lord always being situated in Goloka Dham, simply by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is non-different from Krishna, is purifying us of all the anarthas, so that our heart also becomes like that beautiful lotus where Radha and Krishna can stay inside, and Lalita, Vishaka and all the Sakhis can be the petals, and we ourselves will find a place in one of those petals, and in this way we will serve the eternal divine couple Shri Radha and Krishna. So that is sum and substance of today's verse. To my limited understanding, please forgive me for any mistakes, offenses, any wrong understanding, any wrong communication of this most exalted Brahma Samhita written by our Param Guru, Brahmaji. Right? With this, we will end. In case there are any questions or comments, we can take that. Vancha kalpatarubyascha kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Hidai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So first and foremost, my sincere gratitude to all the devotees who switched on your cameras. It's very wonderful. Yeah, even I find it very difficult to switch on my camera generally when the class is given by someone else. But end of the session we can do that. Those of us who could not, we can switch on for about say 2 minutes now. If that's possible, we'll quickly take a wonderful print screen and post in the group. We want maximum people to take advantage of these wonderful sessions that are organized by Ashish Prabhu, by ICF, for our benefit, right? They are not gaining anything out of this. They are selflessly arranging this for us. So we take advantage of all of this. So when we switch on our cameras, we are going to post it in the group, and then you see, oh my God, so many devotees are taking advantage of the classes. Why am I not joining these classes, right? So like that, we want to inspire everybody. So for that, we require a print screen of all the wonderful devotees who join together here. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubyascha kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All right. So my screenshot is done. Thank you very much. All right. So everyone can unmute yourself, right? And then if there are any questions or comments, we can take that. Otherwise, on dot. Today is the first time I think I've completed at 12:30. Very good. Congratulations. Because there's nothing much I could speak, right? So yeah, to my limited knowledge, whatever I could, I spoke. And then, yeah, that's it. So the class ends on time. And generally, devotees are also very happy. Otherwise they say, what is this? Medhavani Sakhi Devi Dasi is so bad. Her classes never end on time. Always I have to join my next class. What is this? Like that, people will be cursing me. So today, please bless me. Right? I've ended my class on time. Please bless me that whatever I have spoken from my head, let it penetrate in my heart. Let me at least experience these mellows of transcendental love and realizations of these wonderful acharyas. Let at least a drop of it manifest in my heart also. In this way, I offer my prayers at the lotus feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas, and also request you all to kindly bless me and forgive me for any mistakes. Hare Krishna. Dhanvat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Brahma Samhita ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. So with this, everyone can unmute themselves, right? Yeah, all of you all can unmute yourself and you can scold me, you can do whatever you want. The stage is yours. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna
One more
Mataji.
restriction on the camera. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you please tell
Hare Krishna
18
Mataji, Dandavat pranam.
Hare
syllable
Krishna. So there is a
mantra
question.
Mataji?
Whoever is having a question, you raise your hand. Otherwise, everybody is talking. I don't know who's talking. Who?
Hare Krishna
Yeah,
Mataji.
Prashanti Mataji,
Prashanti.
go ahead. Yes.
Mataji, what is the 18 syllable mantra Mataji?
So that is a Brahma Gayatri, one of which is given in the purport. So I told that. The others are not to be revealed. It has to be revealed only by your guru to you. It is a second initiation mantra. But since Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has very mercifully revealed one of the three mantras, it is there in the purport of verse number 3. So you can go through that. That is one mantra. Similarly, there are two other mantras. You will get it when you get your Brahminical initiation.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Yes. Anyone else? Any question, comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, to what extent you have graced, you are fully blessed by the Supreme Lord itself directly.
Prabhu, sorry, Prabhu, you're not audible. You're not clearly audible.
Mataji,
What's your question?
your kind self has graced by the Lord directly. Are you hearing, Mataji?
No, Prabhu. I mean,
Hare Krishna Mataji, he's saying you have been blessed directly by the Lord.
Oh, Krishnamurti Prabhu, you're so wonderful. I mean, every day you encourage me, right? At least, talk something better next time. You're repeating the same thing every day.
Not only that, you are not keeping anything within yourself. You are spreading that message and all your heartful feedbacks to everyone's heart. It will touches us. It makes us most blissful, and we were happy to hear your words again and again. And then we used to hear you used to resemble at any time. If you mind, you will be recalled. That is our grace, as per my knowledge was. Please, Mataji, let the Supreme Lord be always blissful to you, and then blesses be passed on by you to us. I am grateful to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm very, very grateful to you for your very kind words of encouragement and appreciation. All glories to Shishi Guru and Shri Gauranga. I'm just like repeating the words of the Acharyas. So if something has touched any of you or has helped any of you, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. In case I've said anything wrong, it is my own fault of my understanding. So I'm very, very grateful to all of you for this. Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Dandavat pranam.
thank you so much, Mataji.